Butcher, weighing in at 395 pounds, the Kingpin, Brian Milonas. His opponent directly in front of me, from Metropolis, weighing in at 260 pounds, the Knockout Artist, Chris. And the greatest of all time, Chris Hero!
Fans Beyond Wrestling, Denver, Colorado, the Man Not the Play is going to be starting tournament for today off with some non-tournament action. A grudge match between Chris Hero and Brian Milonas. Going to be joined all day by Joey Styles.
Yeah, at least 24 matches.
Maybe more.
And yeah, I might call 30 matches before this day is over.
Hey, you get a free souvenir too.
Throw this back, and he just threw that in my face. Can I throw it back at him?
I wouldn't throw it back at him if I were you. I would try and go out to the alleyway. You could probably get good money for that. I don't know how many Sonics fans we have in Providence.
Yeah, in case you missed it, Chris Hero just threw his jacket in my face. Nice aim. So I'm not going to be objective in this matchup. Basically, screw Chris Hero. So the question is, can the Knockout Artist put down the Kingpin, the big man out of Manchester, New Hampshire?
Of course, it was just at the end of August, just a couple months ago, where we saw Brian Milonas stepped up to the challenge issued by Chris Hero's tag team partner, JT Dunn. JT Dunn put his career on the line. Brian Milonas was victorious that day. JT Dunn is no longer a part of Beyond Wrestling. So perhaps Chris Hero is going to be looking to reinvent himself in Beyond Wrestling as a singles wrestler, and perhaps looking to avenge his partner in Death by Elbow.
I don't believe that Chris Hero needs a tag team partner. Well, we're off to a classy start here at Beyond Wrestling. And by the way, this is a great venue, this club, Aurora, in downtown Providence, Rhode Island. You find some very unique venues, DC.
Yeah, the vibe here is awesome. Good turnout here today, especially as the day goes on. You'll see more people just walking by, just curious what's going on in the street, and they'll start filing in as well. So,
well, yeah, you're walking down one of the main streets in downtown Providence. The club has all glass windows. It's an all glass front, and you look in, and there's a couple of hundred people at least watching pro wrestling matches.
It's going to be a very similar experience when we go to Electric Haze in Worcester 2 weeks from today, making our debut. Very similar setup, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still got a couple dozen matches to get through today.
You know, originally the Kingpin was billing himself from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I guess as part of a persona, but the truth is he's from Manchester, New Hampshire, which is New Hampshire's a relatively small state. I didn't think Milonas would fit in it.
Well, you know the old man of the mountain. This man is the mountain.
Chris Hero trying to knock down the mountain, and I don't think that's a great idea, but Hero's a bit of an egomaniac and just like the bragging rights of knocking down. Referee told him to move out of the way.
Even with the head of steam, Milonas not budging.
Smack his face, King! Here. I'm the man! Yeah!
Oh. Little trash talk, I like it, little attitude.
Well, Milonas is a veteran, but he hasn't had too many opportunities outside of New England, and you know his current run in Beyond Wrestling, being able to defeat somebody like JT Dunn, standing toe-to-toe with Keith Lee, who we'll see a little bit later on, and now a match with Chris Hero. I mean, arguably the biggest test of his career, and you know, even though he's a veteran, it doesn't surprise me that a move like that would catch him off guard. Oh!
Yeah, the front kick kind of suckered Milonas, and Milonas still didn't go down, and now Chris Hero's got to be thinking to himself, what have I signed on for? Maybe JT Dunn had the right idea. It's a great, big, wide, wonderful world. Maybe I should steer clear of New England and Beyond Wrestling.
Not too often that you see Chris Hero outsized by his opponent.
Outsized?
Hey, Hero's a big boy. I don't think a lot of people realize just how tall he stands.
No, Chris Hero is a gigantic walking weapon, and he's just dwarfed in both height and weight by the Kingpin. Being a Marvel Comics fan, I love the whole Kingpin persona.
Who's your hero?
Oh! Ho, ho, ho. Milonas just lighting up Chris Hero. Oh! Wow, and just like that, a rake of the eyes and the forearm. You can hear Chris Hero saying, "Get down," but Milonas. All right, now Milonas is down. DC, you may have to tighten that bottom rope when this matchup is over.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't break between now and then.
Well, you use elevator cables here, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Tell me who's the man.
Well, unless Milonas is too big to ride in elevators, we should be okay.
You see this a lot in Chris Hero matches when he feels comfortable in the driver's seat, when he takes over, the way that he likes to dictate the pace of the match and really slow it down. But I'm not sure in this type of a situation if that favors him, because Milonas also likes to wrestle a slower pace to try and conserve his energy. So,
well, yeah, it's big men like to slow down the pace of a match so they can keep their wind against smaller opponents who carry less body weight, usually have better cardio. But to your point, DC, that may play against Chris Hero, although kicking and punching your opponent in the face, usually pretty effective.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how big you are, especially when you're laying flat on the mat. Malone is trying to bring himself back up to his feet. That's one thing. You know, when you're that size, even just getting up is, you know, a big use of energy. And Chris Hero, just like that, trying to neutralize him and get him back down to the mat.
He's got a handful of nose. Oh!
Well, you know, that extra weight distributed around the body of Brian Milonas almost acts as like a suit of armor, but, I mean, when Chris Hero goes to the face, the nose, the eyes, the mouth, I mean, that's still a very vulnerable part of his anatomy. Oh!
Yeah, it's very easy to break an orbital bone. I'm sure you've seen photos recently online of Austin Aries.
Oh, that actually happened to Michael Elgin after competing for us last month, too. He's been sidelined with a broken orbital bone, required surgery for that as well. So,
was that John Silver who did that?
No, it was once he was competing in New Japan.
Oh.
Maybe Silver weakened him up, though.
Of course, John Silver scoring the victory of his career, beating former Ring of Honor world champion Michael Elgin. Hold on, cover here.
We're going to see later on today if John Silver can keep that momentum rolling when he goes one-on-one with Donovan Dijak for the very first time. I mean, that match in and of itself could be the tournament finals, but they're going to be squaring off in the first round, just a couple matches down the line.
Oh, man!
That was a bad noise.
Wow. And I don't think a senton is the way to go with Brian Milonas. Now the kick will do it.
Oh, man. Milonas is very defiant, though. He's not putting up as much of a fight, but he is showing that he is still in it. Another big kick.
Hero successful with the strikes, but not so much with the senton, yet he keeps going for the senton.
Well, like you said, he's a very cocky individual. He feels like he's got something to prove. An egomaniac. Not only does he want to prove it to all the other wrestlers, but he wants to show Milonas. If anything, that only got Milonas fired up. Maybe caught his second win. Oh! Hero looked like he just ran into a telephone pole.
Sounded like a car crash out on I-95. Now that's not even a senton. Brian Milonas just used gravity to nearly kill Chris Hero.
Hero might have broken his arm. He's really favoring the elbow.
The knockout elbow?
Hero can throw him from both.
Oh! Wow, what a crossbody. Referee in position to it. No.
You wouldn't expect to see a competitor the size of Brian Milonas leave his feet, but man, is that crossbody a rudimentary maneuver for anybody else. Just 1 second away from beating one of the very best wrestlers in the world when applied by Brian Milonas.
That's a whole lot of weight coming at you. Oh! And And Milonas just charged in.
So here we're going to be looking for maybe a cravat, maybe trying to convert to a neck breaker from this position. We're seeing a lot of classic offense from Chris Hero today.
Oh, man.
A full rotation, and I don't know.
That's going to be all cover. 2. No! Right shoulder up by big Brian Milonas, the kingpin, out of Manchester, New Hampshire.
As much damage done to his neck, he landed right on his face again, too.
Milonas just keeps getting up.
You can hear Milonas from here really starting to breathe heavy. Every single one of those chops to the chest make it more and more difficult for him to breathe. I think just the ropes are holding Milonas up right now.
And once again, it's a good thing you're using steel elevator cable and not normal sisal ropes. Oh, man.
Another Vader-esque body attack. Oh.
And Milonas runs right into a pump front kick. Bossman slam in the cover. 2. No.
Did you see how much the ring moved?
Yeah, you don't have a backup ring lying around, do you?
Yeah, we're going to be wrestling. We're going to be running a whole tournament on the floor of Aurora in a couple minutes.
That'd be a first for me.
I think that would be a last for Beyond Wrestling. And now, come on, see, no, this is a dangerous situation. When somebody that big goes to the second rope even, and Hero, I mean, you can really feel the sense of urgency there.
See, Milonas looked up to see where the lights were and was probably second guessing going up top.
Well, he's not a precision high flyer.
No, he's more like an Airbus.
Oh, Hero sidestepping him.
And I don't mean the plane, I mean as if somebody actually threw a bus into the air.
Maybe looking for death by elbow, that rolling elbow to the back of the head.
Oh, man.
Got him with it. Now that ripcord variation.
Oh! Milonas only down to his knees, though. He's still conscious.
Yeah, but can he defend himself from this position? Oh! That's going to be a surefire knockout, Joey.
Right to the base of the neck, and that was a sickening thud. It's over.
Here's your winner, the knockout artist, and the greatest of all time, Chris Hero!
Well, Chris Hero earning a modicum of retribution for his tag team partner, JT Dunn. Tough loss for Brian Milonas.
Hey!
He has a name.
Oh! I got trouble fitting it in, imagine that. Just in case y'all forgot. Death by elbow runs this fucking place. And you know it. That's why you're reacting the way you are, because there isn't a goddamn thing you can do about it. I may be done. You got a place where I can buy tickets to watch you? I may be finished for the evening. The death by elbow isn't.